Welcome to Big Al's House of Munch, episode 2. Today, we're going to show you how you can make your own homemade granola. We love this recipe because it's really great plug-and-play kind of work in the kitchen. It's fun to do with your family, and it's a great recovery snack to have after a workout, after a hike. It's good over yogurt, it's good over cottage cheese, it's good with a little milk. So let's get started. First things first, we want to have our mise en place. We're going to preheat our ovens to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to have a sheet tray with parchment paper that's grease. And we're also going to need a bowl. So let's get into it. We're going to open up the prep deck. As you see, we got a couple ingredients we're going through here. Our base is going to be 1.5 cups of rolled oats. We're going to have a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. We're going to have a 1/4 cup of honey with a 1/3 cup of shredded coconut. We've got some strawberries underneath. We won't use those till later. We've got about a cup of cranberries. We'll also save those for a little bit later. And we've got about a cup of mixed nuts. Today we're using sliced almonds and macadamia nuts, but you can use any nuts you want. And of course, we gotta have a little bit of salt. So we're gonna grab our bowl right here. We're gonna add in all our dry ingredients first. So the oats, the nuts, the brown sugar, and the coconut. We're gonna throw on some gloves right here because this might get a little bit messy. We're gonna make sure we blend this up really nice. We want all those ingredients to distribute evenly because we're gonna pour in our wet ingredients here in a second, which is our honey. Forgot to add our salt. Let's get our salt in there. Once again, toss them together real nice. We're gonna mix in our 1/4 cup of honey. Make sure to get that in there nice and right. And we're gonna blend all that together. We wanna distribute it, all that sweetness nice and even. We don't want any clumps. Rather, we want to have it just coating the ingredients. That's looking pretty good right there. Gonna move that over to the side. We're gonna grab our parchment paper on our sheet pan, wipe our hands off a little bit, and we're gonna dump that granola mixture onto the sheet pan. Spread it out nice and flat and even. So like I said, this is a really fun plug and play recipe. You can add pretty much anything you want to granola. You could add chia seeds or flax seed. You could add different types of nuts. If you want to add any dried fruit, like we have cranberries in front of us, we're going to wait till after we cook this because we don't want to dry out the cranberries anymore. You can add different types of sugars, different types of sweeteners. You can use another grain like barley if you'd like. But this is the base to a really basic granola. We'll take off our gloves. Throw those in. And voila, we've got a nice little sheet in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bake this at 250. It's gonna need an hour and 15 minutes to properly come together. We're gonna be stirring it every 15 minutes. So we'll come back about halfway through the cooking process and see where we're at. But for right now, we're gonna go straight into the oven. And we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. Starting to look very, very nice. Starting to get a little golden. That's the way we want to see it. It might be a little bit sticky, that's okay. Just make sure you're lifting it off the cutting board. Not cutting board. Sheet pan. And you want to break it up with the side of a rubber spatula or a knife, whatever you're more comfortable using. I like the rubber spatula because I don't like to put my knife on hot pans. Little bits being a little stubborn underneath. Now hopefully you kept turning it every 15 minutes. If you don't, it'll bake together really tough. It's okay if it's a little bit sticky. We really want to make sure you're keeping it nice and loose. It's going to need about another 30 minutes. But after that, what we'll do is we'll get it plated up. We're going to go over some yogurt today with a little bit of that cranberry and some fresh strawberry. All right, great. All right, that 30 minutes is up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go pull the granola out of the oven and we're gonna start to plate it up. So we've got our finished granola right here. Make some space on the cutting board. It's looking nice and golden. We're gonna break it up a little bit and we're gonna get this transferred into a bowl so we can let it start cooling. We're gonna grab the parchment. Be careful, it won't be too hot because paper doesn't hold heat too much. We're just gonna drop it into a bowl. Get our sheet pan out of the way. Move our towel. And there we have it, some nice granola. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take our cranberries from earlier. We did not cook these because we didn't want them to wilt any further. And very carefully mix it in together. So you have a nice distribution of the cranberries and the granola. Let's get a quick taste. Perfect, nice and warm. All right, we're gonna put that down over on the side. We're gonna do a plate up. Got a nice vanilla yogurt right here. Fresh strawberries. We're gonna wanna cut thin slices in our strawberries almost all the way to the white or the tip, but you do not wanna go all the way through. And you're gonna push down to get one of those nice fans. Same thing with the other strawberry. Nice thin slices. The more slices you cut, the larger of a fan you'll have. Push down. We're gonna sprinkle some of our warm granola on the top. And to finish everything, a little ground cinnamon. And there you have it. A nice, beautiful, elegant snack or lunch for recovery. Homemade granola with cranberries and fresh strawberries and some cinnamon. Let's have a taste. Absolutely delicious. Nice fresh contrast of salty and sweet. Excuse me. Cinnamon tastes great. Granola tastes great. And I love vanilla yogurt. Thanks so much for tuning in to episode 2 of Big Al's House of Munch. Next week, we'll dive into a little bit of dinner. Until then, keep munching.